Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and today we are going to study chapter number 4, Agriculture of class 8th Geography. So this chapter is a really simple, guys, easy topic. So let's get started. So in the starting pages, like page number 40 and 41 to 42 beginning, I'm not going to discuss those because those are very simple and basic. I'm going to discuss only the important topics in this video. So let's get started with this note. So first, it says type of farming. So types of farming, there are subsistence farming and intensive subsistence farming and commercial farming. In the part of this subsistence farming, we have intensive and primitive. So you can see the definition here of subsistence farming. The answer, the question can come, describe this farming and all. So what we are going to do is, first is, this type of farming is practiced to meet the needs of the farmer family. This is going to be our first point. Second can be the low level of technology, traditional methods and household labors are used to produce a small output. Okay, and then you can also say there are some further subtypes such as intensive subsistence farming and primitive. Okay, you can also include those. And moving on to the subtopics, intensive. In this, a farmer cultivates a small plot of land using simple tools and more labor. This is going to be our first point. Rice is the main crop grown, with other crops include maize, wheat, pulses, oilseeds. Our second point here. Then this is a prevalent in highly populated areas such as South and Southeast Asia. You can remember these two countries, like these two areas of the world, for your better understanding. And if you're using sub points and you're going point to point, not like adding extra thus, therefore, and is, or, you're getting more marks. Okay, focus on writing point to point, not extra something like that. Moving on to the primitive subsistence farming, this basically includes shifting cultivation and nomadic herding. Okay, let's move on. So guys, in shifting cultivation, these are 3 points. You can pause and read them. I'm going to go through quickly. This is practiced in thickly populated area like forest, which is Amazon basin, etc. These area like have heavy rainfall and quick regeneration of vegetation. That's why we can do shifting cultivation. And the process is, a plot is cleared by falling of the tree and then burning them. Ashes are mixed with the soil and crops like maize, cassava and etc. are grown. After the soil loses its fertility, the land is abandoned and the cultivation moves to a new plot. It is also called as slash and burn cultivation. This is a like quick or thick definition. You can also go like also clear it out, and also do include slash and burning. It can also come as a one marker. What's the other name of shifting cultivation? You can write slash and burn agriculture. Moving on to the nomadic herding. So nomadic herding, first point can be, it is practiced in the semi-arid unarid regions in Sahara. You write, also remember these parts of area. You can write them and gain extra points, like extra marks. Rajasthan, Jammu and Kashmir. In this type of farming, herdmans move from place to place where their animals for fodder with their animals for fodder and water along the defined routes. Okay, remember this word, defined routes. Okay, you can write this as a 1 point, or you can also just till here write 1 point, and after this second point. Okay, now the second point can be, this type of movement arises in the response to the climatic constraints and terrains. Okay, Sheep, camels, yaks are mostly common reared animals which provide milk, meat, etc. etc. for their family. So you can also, if you forget to write areas and you're not remembering like Sahara, Central Asia and all, you can just forget that and write from this, like in this type of farming, from this to this, and then from this to this, and this to this, like 1 point, 2 point, and 3 point. Okay, a good 3 marker you can write here. Moving on to the commercial farming. Okay, so in this, it's a very like common question and important question too. So in crop farming, in this you can write from this, in this type of farming, crops are grown and animals are reared for the sale in the market. Point 1. Point 2, you can say the area cultivated, the amount of capital it is large, most of the work is done by machines. This could be the second point. This includes commercial grain farming, mixed farming and plantation growth. This can be a third point. Okay, if you're writing point to point, you're getting more marks. As I told you before, write in 3 points for 3 markers, 5 points for 5 markers. Okay, there's a very good 5 marker question in this chapter. I'm going to discuss this later, like in the last of the chapter. So discussing the subtopics of commercial farming, there is CGF, which is commercial grain farming. Crops are grown are like wheat, maize. Okay, this can be a 1 marker question. Second is mixed farming. The land is used for growing food and fodder and rearing livestock. Okay, you know the animals, rearing them. It is practiced in Europe, Eastern USA, Argentina, etc., etc. And for the mixed farming, and then plantation agriculture. So in this type of commercial farming, one single crop is grown, such as tea, coffee, sugarcane, cashew, rubber, banana, cotton. Okay, and large amount of labor and capital are required. Only one type of crop is grown, and this can be your 3 marker too. Okay, so do remember about this commercial farming, its type, which is 3: mixed farming, plantation and CGF. And now moving on to the 5 marker. Before moving to them, there's also like in page number from 44 to 45, it talks about the like plantation agriculture, what types of crops, like in brief, about crops such as tea, coffee, rice. You can just go through them. Also, it's not necessary like they are going to come in 1 marker only, so I suggest you to go through them thoroughly. Then moving to the 5 marker, which can be differentiate between farm in India and farm in USA, or which can be like just write one. Okay, one like tell something about farm in India and tell something about USA. So this 5 marker is really important, guys, so focus on with me. So wait a guys second. Okay, so yes, farm in India. In India, farmers are small or middle owning a farmland in 1.5 hectares. Okay, in such farmlands the soil is fertile. One or two crops are grown in a year. Okay, third point is farmers take advices from friends, elders as well as the government officials regarding the agricultural practices. He takes a tractor on rent for plowing. There are still farmers in India who use traditional methods, bullocks. Irrigation facilities may or may not be there. Farmers have to pay a lot of money for the irrigation facilities. Farmers can sell his products in the near mandi due to the lack of storage. Remember this point, guys. Lack of storage facility. The farmers are forced to sell their products without earning a good profit. So one reason for not earning a good profit for the farmer can be the lack of storage, because without storage you cannot store your crop for a long time, so you need to sell them quickly as you can, and because of this they are not getting good profit. Moving on to the farms in USA, which is totally different from what is in India. So let's go through them. An average size of a farm in USA is about 250 hectares. In India, we read like 1.5 hectares. Here is 250 hectares. Not everyone do farming. Okay, the farmer generally resides in the farm. Some of the major crops are grown here are wheat, soya bean, copper, sugar beet, etc. There are enough measures to control pests that can damage the crop. There are soil testing in the laboratories to check fertility of the soil. Farmers have computers linked to the satellites giving pictures of whole field. The farmers knows where to put chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Complete farming is mechanical operated or there is automated grain storage. So in this there is automated grain storage where we have read there's lack of grain storage in India, where here is automated, and they are dispatched to the market agency and farmers like a businessman there. So what are the differences between them? Let's briefly go with them. So in India, the land was like 5.5 1.5 hectares, and in USA it's 250 hectares, because in India the population is dense and everyone just do farming. In the previous chapter I've learned, and in USA not everyone do farming. Point 2 is like farmer takes advices from friends and elders and some government officials regarding to the agriculture practices, where in India he have some like he have laboratories, he have computer linked to the satellite even to get picture of the whole field. He knows where to put chemical fertilizers. Okay, and also about this storage factor, as I told you before. The third is irrigation facilities is not there, and you can say there are enough measures to control pests and enough to provide fertility of the soil and etc. So there can be many differences, guys. You can just go through these my notes, my handwritten notes. If you want anything, like if you have any doubt, comment down below. I'm going to answer every question, and don't forget to subscribe my channel and pause this video if you want to read pages. I'm going to do all the chapters in SST and Science of class 8 and other classes too. So don't forget to subscribe. Bye.